Hey y'all. So I did a little razzle dazzle earlier this morning, a little piece of a tape that sent y'all, so y'all, you know what I'm saying, so I can talk to y'all, my people, because I love y'all so much. But let me tell y'all, I did not finish recording, and I was supposed to click pause, and I clicked stop, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm over this. Like it just didn't pick back up. And so I was like, oh, I still need to record something and post it, and X, Y, and Z. This is what I'm doing now. And I don't know. Y'all, I've been sitting thinking. So this one what I was originally gonna talk about, but this is what's happening now. Like, parents, I need to question y'all. Like I just have questions. And it's not a negative thing, so please listen, please really do tap in and have a conversation with me. How do y'all discuss finances with y'all kids? Like, my cousin, right, is 18. And of course we always say, oh, they're 18, they're grown, but y'all know they really not. Like, you ain't even grown until you're grown, and when you figure out you're grown, you're not grown still. But how do y'all start to introduce finances? Like, for me, I don't think I was properly, like, the financial education piece wasn't really there. Like I think in one of the other videos I had a conversation with you guys, and I was telling you, like, I gotta stop saying like, I just said it like 5 times, and I'm so sorry. But since I'm catching it, I know somebody else gonna be like, oh, she's doing it still. So pause, let's get it together, let's practice together. But honestly, when I was a child, I remember my dad having a conversation with me, always talking about savings and, to put a portion aside and keep it for a rainy day. But, if you're preparing for a rainy day, in my mind, that makes it rain. Because it's there, it's in your subconscious, it's going to happen. And so when those things happen, you tap into those funds, but then they're always depleted. And it's like this vicious cycle that continues to happen. And so, as I got older, no one still ever really talked to me about finances. Like, I think some of us, right, we kind of figure things out on our own. You set up a savings account, you have a checkings account. I was recently talking to a few friends of mine who actually was giving me some tips on how to prepare financially to have multiple accounts, or at least have like a divider. I think like Ally Bank or something. They have it where you put your money into the bank, and then you can kind of divide it into buckets and just have one account but have multiple buckets and have the money separated. Some of the other suggestions that were there were to create a savings account for each area of funding. So they would talk about putting money in a savings account for your vehicles, one for health, one for vacations, one for food, one for bills, whatever it may be. But it was each area had their own separate account, so that you can really see your money and know what it is, versus it all being in one account, and you just thinking, oh, I'll pull from this account for whatever it may be. And of course that sounds like a great idea as well, and it makes sense. But of course, someone like myself who's still learning how to better appreciate my money, how to make sure that it's properly servicing me, and I properly service it, building this financial relationship, I think that may be a bit much for someone who's 18, but I don't know. I have had like a conversation with her, and maybe I didn't. like we had a small discussion, but I feel at this time I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, I may have made some suggestions, and we talked about it a little, but it wasn't an in-depth conversation to the fact that I feel comfortable enough to say it was well done. So my question to you guys, if you can, is to assist me in understanding and figuring out how to best introduce financial responsibility to someone who's new to finances. Because I was having another conversation with someone else, and it was like, well, she's not new. Older adults, they feel as though you've been working for some time. So if you've been working for some time, like if I've told you save your money or don't do this or do this instead, if I've explained it to you, then I've taught it to you. And for me, explaining and teaching is two different things. And as a teacher, I've come to realize that explaining and teaching is two different things, because you can expose someone to something, but it doesn't really mean that they've truly learned it. And at this point, it's not like we're starting from young and, I can give her, what is it called? Chores, and you get paid for your chores and whatever else, and kind of work it from that stance. And even when you do that, like, kids get money. Some, they love to save, and some it's like the money's burning a hole in your pocket. So I don't know what has worked for you guys. Like, that's honestly an honest question, and I just want to see what has worked. What was the benefits? If you can explain it, tag me to somebody else tag me to somebody else who've done a couple different things, and they feel like, whatever it was the most successful, or the top 5 things that was the most successful. I definitely know that I'm gonna have to have a conversation with her, and I think this go round, I just want to see where her head is at, and hear her talk, because sometimes I think that can happen as well, where we think we're having a discussion with a person, but we're the only people who are talking. And at the time, there was 4 of us having a conversation. So now I think it should be probably more one-on-one, because some of us understood, some of us took it in, some of us started using it and applying the information. But like I say, I don't know. I just want to know your recommendations. So thank y'all for helping me in advance. I love y'all as always. Make sure y'all stay true to you. Do you. Don't let nobody else change you, because that's all you got is you. Okay? All right. Love y'all. Bye.